Hey guys, the selling guide is underway. This is not that, but this is just kind of a supplement that I thought might help some people, just kind of showing the actual process. Just gonna record and show, just going through a couple days worth of mods. I just figured that this might help people see the bigger picture and actions together. I know it's all kind of abstract when it's all just one video at a time. So yeah, we got a crit damage set and a speed set. We got a few refreshes worth on each, and let's just jump on in. Of course, as always, when you're farming, hit the set and the unassigned. In this case, we've got a pretty decent amount of each saved up, so we'll just do the rarity filter and go straight into the slot. For non-speed sets, we're just kicking up to 6 and looking for matches. So General Skywalker has some affinity for protection. So after the counter bug has kind of been claimed as being kept in the game, it makes it a little bit hard to rate mods like this, because ideally you want to have offense set if you're going for damage build, I would say. This isn't percent protection either. I don't know how I'm feeling about this mod. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards a skip. Let's just move on. We got speed and percent health, offense, that's a good fit. This is absolutely a mod worth keeping. Percent health is a mod that I'm really starting to look forward to for Executioner. Obviously, people are going to have a lot of high relic executioners now, as well as Ki Adi Mundi with Grandmaster Yoda down the line. Flat health and tenacity, on the other hand, I'm not really feeling this. We can just move on. 4 speed, percent protection. Okay. Defense, percent offense. This is actually not a bad General Skywalker mod. You got the double defense, you got percent protection. This is a decently high percent offense roll. Yeah, let's lock this in. I like that. It's really unfortunate because when General Skywalker first came out, I was expecting him to be running crit damage, and I don't really have much of an offense collection to run on him. This is worse than the last mod, so I'm not actually sure. We've got technically 3 a match if we're targeting Skywalker. We can lock it, but it's not nearly as strong, I would say. We get a ton of circles to work with. Let's speed things up a little bit. Percent defense, fly protection, percent health. This is not a good mod. Flat defense is a bad roll. Crit chance, that's a half roll. We could already pull the plug in this mod, but this is technically just a 1 mismatch right now. Okay, we'll pull it. Just looking for, just skip that one, 2 mismatch. It's a pretty solid starting flat offense roll. Protection and percent defense, decent synergy. Flat offense, it's not great. If this was percent offense, I might do the next one, but I think we can just skip it. By the way, this is not pre-scripted. I'm just going through. I have no idea what's going to come out of today or not. 3 speed, percent tenacity. We can pump it. Nah, nope. Tenacity, potency, auto skip. Flat protection, tenacity, don't need it. Tenacity, flat health, don't need it. 5 speed, percent defense, okay. Percent health, that's a really bad percent health roll, but crit chance. Not the roll I was hoping to see. I don't think that this is a worthwhile mod. If this was percent offense, I would absolutely fish this for Skywalker or 5s or something, but I don't think we lock that. I think we skip it. Protection, offense, good start. Speed, that's a bad speed roll, but okay, wow. Yeah. We got 2 double matches. It just has a really strongly defined identity. We will hang on to that. Here is a gray offense primary arrow, which I am in desperate need of. Percent health offense fits for Cam, but this percent protection is not a good fit. Potency, that's a 2 mismatch. Say we could just move on. Here's a pretty low crit chance roll and a bad fly protection. 4 speed. Okay, here's a triple match. This is a 4 out of 5. This is pretty decently high up. Yeah, let's lock this. 3-speed tenacity. This is a really bad start. Yep, skip it. 4-speed flat protection. Flat health, move on. The double mash to start. Flat protection's one bad fit. Yeah, I don't think it's worth keeping. Flat offense, pretty decent flat offense roll. It's almost max. 5 speed, okay. This is a bit tough. Technically a 2 mismatch here. We could call this a Skywalker mod. These are 2 really strong starting rolls. So I'm almost tempted to keep this. We can keep it for Skywalker to see what happens. I've been running my Skywalker tanky, but absolutely skip that. I think future meta, once new Rey comes out and Poe gets that protection strip, I think we're definitely going to have to shift our Skywalkers towards a bulkier setup. This is okay roll. This is pretty bad. This offense roll is bad enough that I almost want to call this 2 mismatch. We can... Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, I do think it's going to be worth pushing Skywalker back to... Why did I even bump this? Well, we did have one match. Playing and talking is hard, folks. I think that's it for Gray. You can just add on a couple, speed things up a bit. If you know, we don't really have that many. Actually, honestly, I haven't tried those before. We could just kick them all on at once and see it all. Double protection, offense, defense, health. No. No. Yeah, I don't know if this should be worth mentioning in the guide. This actually isn't bad. You can just do the grays and the rarities separately, and as long as you're clicking through the slots, you're not really getting overwhelmed like this. That doesn't feel bad. I like that. I misclicked. I'm not seeing anything good there. We'll move on. Flat health, it's not a great start. Crit chance. No, just move on. Percent health, crit chance. Speed. Let's see what happens. Tenacity is not the roll I wanted to see. We've got double health, double protection. Just see what it does. Flat health roll is not the best. That's not a great roll either. We're at basically 1.5 of max value. Percent protection roll, we're about 1.2 below max value. We could just pull the plug on this mod now, but 20k credits is not much to check it. Okay, this is a bit of a better defined identity. If we could have this roll down on percent offense, I would feel pretty okay about this. 48k. Man, this would have been, this could have been, to me, this almost feels like obviously Droideka, you don't really want crit damage set, but just looking at these stats, this box of 4 could have been a pretty cool Droideka toy. So this is actually one issue I'm going to bring up in the selling guide is when you see a mod that, here's a good example. I think I showed it in the video. Is something like this percent defense. Yeah, when I see a mod like this, it's always really weird to decide to delete it just because it's such a niche min-max thing for that purpose that even if there's no value now, it's hard to guarantee that there won't be value in the future. With a secondary stat spread like this, it's a less strong mod just because, you have utility here, damage here, speed here, and tank here. And then the set health is generic enough that it doesn't really have any identity at all. It's really, really weird or hard to work with. But still just kind of something to keep in mind. It's not an easy choice to make, so you kind of, unfortunately with stuff like that, you kind of have to make it on your own. Defense, bad offense, skip that. Tenacity primary, we can just kind of skip that. Potency, there is some value. I will fish this, especially because that's a great showing on the offense roll. Double defense though, not a great finish. We'll leave that. Yeah, double mismatch. No reason to really give that any resources. Health primary, percent secondary on the protection. That's not a great start. Speed. These two are not doing anything for me. Speed is nice, but I think we skip it. All right, that's all we have for crit damage. Now on to speed. God, I have so many speed. I've been doing so much bulk for slicing for this that even just like the rarity and the slot sorting, I'm still having to scroll. Ridiculous. 3 speed. We're selling those. My cat is currently horribly mad at me for not giving her attention. 5 speed, well, I'll absolutely lock that in. Kind of just taking these all to... Of course, you know, I'm at the point, like, so the reason why I'm not keeping gray 3s is because, like, just look at how many... These are, like, keep in mind, these are all 4 or 5 speed. Like, this is such a horrible slicing backlog that, like, you could even argue I should just start selling the 4s. But just for purposes of making the mod farming guide, I've needed so many extra mods for the selling guide too. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Turn that off. Got a few down here. 3 to 9. Nothing here. Here's a 5. Lock that in. Nothing there. Let's take a look here. Ooh, that actually might be something we're checking out real quick. Never talk trash on high rarity 4 dots. Although if this misses, yeah, you never know. 4 dots can sometimes overperform. There are some 4 dots that I have with like 16 speed, so I always give them a shot. Let's clean things back up. I think we should be able to go through here. Speed shown, we move on. No speed shown, we move on. They really use a triangle game. Nope, no speed. Again, this is not pre-scripted. We did get some gray by speed shown. Absolutely worthwhile, but really just no idea what's going to happen here. Just kind of going through decently quickly. Do not take that to 15. It's always, so this is something really worth mentioning, is this is great for fine tuning, but more times than I'd like to admit is I have done, like I've tried to flick my mouse over to hit the plus and then hit 15 instead and hit upgrade and ended up taking a mod up that I really didn't want to. Here we get a 9 speed, a miss on the second hit. We can just sell that. Let's see. Still no sign of speed. Okay. Here's one. 5 speed showing off the bat, so we can just take it straight to 9 to the first upgrade. That's a miss, and that's a miss. Overall, not a great day for luck so far. I think that actually might be it almost. Make sure that I didn't miss anything. Let's see, this all looks good. Yeah. So this is, we haven't gotten into selling yet, but this is why this method works so well, is you can see pretty much immediately any mod that we didn't lock and we stopped upgrading partway through. It's just right there at the top of the sell screen. So we skip these guys, this guy, this. Yep. If you see level 6 or level 9, it's fair game. As long as you're sure that you're locking correctly, really no danger. God, if this was percent health, I could maybe do something with it for Fox, but nope. Too bad, so sad. And this is part of the danger. I have not gone through and audited some of my old stuff, so once you're down into the 12 area, is like protection, offense. Yeah, these are mods that I intended to keep, but I haven't actually flipped over yet. One other thing you can do, I have been good about my speed sets, so you can see right here, anything that we can see in here is generally something I'm going to sell for the most part. So we do use speed sorting on the sell screen for inverse filtering based on speed. 3 speed triangles I'm probably going to keep hang on to. This one failed. And this is where we get into I unlock these to sell, and I keep on flip-flopping. These have a max of 10 to 13, so I really like these are on the cutting or on the chopping block for if I'm actually going to continue to use them or not. That guy we can get rid of. These two are on the fringe, but I think I'm going to keep them for now for weaker teams. But yeah, suddenly we have all of that modding room gone. Let's see. You can also, of course, sort in the cell screen based on the set type you farmed. It's usually a pretty good idea. Looking at this one, yep, still bad. It's also a decent idea just to kind of audit yourself, make sure you made the right choices. I think of this as like kind of like a second chance to guess. Offense, speed, crit chance, yeah. Still pitch it, 2 out of 5, or 2 out of 4. Offense, crit chance, offense. Like this, the idea that you would need a speed list that's also tanky, I don't know if that, like maybe like a Sith Trooper, the new Sith Trooper, the First Order guy. He's assist heavy, he resets, you kind of want him to stay alive, but I'm not sure about that. There are better mods that we could do that for than this one. And then we sell. Alright, obviously playing and talking takes a little bit longer, and there is, so I did do this once already, but my mic was muted, so it just ended up being a slower modding session with commentary, but with no commentary, so it was just slow modding, or slow mod farming. I can probably just toss that on after this if you just want to see more footage. Again, not exactly the most stimulating video, but this is the process. You know, usually if I'm not actually like talking about mods or whatever, I can just bowl through everything at about twice the speed. But yeah, that's about that. Arrows tend to clutter up a little bit. Here's actually something you can do. I'll just toss these on just to make sure I didn't miss anything. We already know that we got through these, but just in case, I tend to turn on accuracy and defense %. It's trickier with speed mods because these aren't necessarily evil. 13 speed set is fine. Yeah, looks like we got everything. All right, my mods are a complete disaster right now from Lightside Territory Battle. I'm gonna go fix that. There'll be more footage after this, I think, but otherwise, have a good rest of your day.